Hi everyone, it's Merc007 here. Thank you for joining my board game video. Today I'd like to take a look at Snow Planner, a game from Japan that is soon getting a new expansion. Please enjoy! Snow Planner is a 1 to 4 player dice management game designed by 14 Games. The game was launched in 2023 on Kickstarter. This year in 2024, 14 Games will also be launching its new big box expansion, New Season, soon on Kickstarter. In Snow Planner, players compete to manage a resort hotel in the ski slopes through the low and high seasons. What's new in the New Seasons expansion that is coming soon? Here are some of the features I've been told about. There'll be more individual player abilities. It'll come with a lot more events, bringing the total number of unique cards in the game to over 200. New enhancements and changes will be made to make the base game more enjoyable and strategic, making this elegantly designed dice placement game even more highly replayable. This game will also be showcased at Essen. Let's take a look at the main game. Snow Planner is played over 8 rounds. Whomever has the most victory points scored from happy customers, events, completed goals and actions is the winner. The shared main ski board is actually double-sided, so you play on the side that matches the number of players. The game can be played with 1 to 4 players. For a solo game, an automaton character is used. And for 3 players, an unused dice is placed on the -1 action space to make it unavailable. Each player starts with their own hotel board with 1 random guest card, which also determines their starting turn order. They select one of the 2 talent cards dealt to them, and they get 5 random event cards to form their hand. Two worker dice are then placed in the hotel workroom, one set to a 1 value and the other set to a 3. The dice in the game are your workers, and the dice are never rolled. Over the course of the game, you will use abilities to change the dice value. The part-time worker dice are set to the number 2 and placed on the ski board. And the 8 rounds will be tracked with 8 round cards that consist of 4 low season cards, then 3 high season cards, and finally a fiscal year end card. And here is just an example setup for 4 players. Place out the snow, croissant and ticket tokens. 3 random summer tiles, all the windows, three project cards, set up the guest cards. Place out 1 more VIP card and 1 more gold card, then the number of players. In each round of the game there are 7 phases: announcement, main phase, the resolution, payment phase, bonus phase, checkout phase, and a cleanup stage. Most of these are done together, and it's the main phase where each player does their own actions. There is a nice handy guide printed on each personal player board to help you. In the first phase, the announcement phase, reveal the top of the round deck. These effects will occur during the resolution phase of a round. If the first high season card is revealed, which indicates the 5th round, also flip and open up all the summit tiles. The main phase is where everyone takes their action. Each player takes their turn according to their token on the turn track. On a player's turn, they place one available worker dice or part-time worker dice from their personal hotel board onto a leftmost unoccupied action space and perform that action. To increase the value of your worker dice on your personal board, you can only do this during the main phase. What you must do is pay tickets equal to the value of the dice to increase it by 1. For example, if your worker dice is valued 2, you must pay 2 tickets to increase it up 1 to make the dice a 3. Whereas if you want to adjust a part-time worker value on your board, you must pay 1 ticket less than the value of the dice to increase it by 1, like this. When your part-time worker's value is eventually increased to a 3, you gain 1 victory point. And when you increase it to a 4 or 5, you gain 2 victory points. And when you are able to increase a part-time worker dice to a 6, you gain 3 victory points. Let's look at the action spaces where you can send your workers to. If you place a worker in the snow area, check the number on the worker dice, gain either snow tokens, a window, or snow and cards according to its value. If you place a worker with the value 1 or 2, you gain 1 snow token. Some action spaces have a fee of -1 or -2. For example, if you place a worker dice with a 3 here, the dice is actually considered as a 1 because of the -2. It's kind of like a late penalty. You can mitigate this penalty by spending either tickets which are worth +1 or snow tokens which are worth +2. And at this point, if you gain a window token using this action, immediately place it on an open window in your hotel. Throughout the game, some cards require you to have a nice window configuration to attract your guests. For example, some guests will want to stay in your hotel longer if they see more blue windows. If there is an icon in that space when you place your window, gain that resource. At the end of the game, if all 9 windows are filled up, you will earn an additional 3 victory points. Sending a worker to the restaurant to perform an action allows you to gain a croissant token corresponding to the worker's number. At any time in the game, a player can return 3 croissants to gain and place 1 orange window. Placing your workers to drum up interest in this promotion area allows you to advance on your own promotion track on your hotel board. At any time you land or pass on an icon on the promotion track, you'll earn that resource immediately. Sending your workers to the ticket area will allow you to pick up tickets. If you place a worker with a value 6, you can also play an event card from your hand or a goal card. To play an activity card and activate its ability, you must fulfill the requirements on the left and pay any cost on the right. Some cards allow you to use a snowman effect, which can only be activated if you have collected cards with snowman tags. For the gold cards, to acquire and play them, you need to fulfill its window requirements. When you play the gold card, immediately gain the victory points listed in the middle of the card. The lower portion of the card indicates the victory points earned at the end of the game for any player that gains a rank in the requirements. An important thing to note is that only 3 gold cards can be attained in the game. So as soon as a third gold card is obtained by someone, the remaining cards are out of play. Sending a worker to the guest room allows you to take cards according to the placement in this row. Example, if you placed a worker with a 1, you can take a guest card from either the 1 or 2 slot. If you placed a worker with a 6, you can take up to 2 cards from either the 1 or 6 slot, or available VIP cards. Immediately place any guest or VIP cards you earn in an unoccupied hotel room on day 1. If your rooms are full, you can't pick up another guest or VIP card. VIP cards can only be picked up if you have fulfilled that VIP's window requirements. These areas show the rewards gained from the guests and VIP during the payment phase later on. Guests and VIPs can stay additional days if they meet these requirements. VIP cards can also have a penalty if you check the VIP out early. And another way to get VIP cards is by sending a worker to the VIP area. But you must fulfill the window requirements, and the worker that you placed, their value must meet the card's requirement. To reduce the number, you can pay snow tokens. For example, if the number here is 8, you can pay 2 snow tickets, each worth 2, to reduce it by 4. In that case, you can place a worker with a 4 or a 5 in this area. And in this summit area, if you place a worker, you can gain victory points or tickets. The workers in the summit area will affect the player's turn order in the next round. The higher you are on the summit, the earlier you will start. In round 5, these summit tiles will also be revealed, allowing you to gain these resources as well. If you send any of your workers to the part-time job area, take the part-time worker dice and place it in your hotel board. And also you get to draw a new event card and add it to your hand. This handy guide here reminds you, when you increase your part-time workers while they are in your hotel board to a value 3, 4, 5 or 6, you'll earn some victory points. Place a worker in the projects area to allow you to convert resources. Pay the resources on the left to gain the victory points on the right. Then you get to actually take that card, flip it over and keep it in front of you. You now have an additional action space you can use to convert victory points. And to use it in your future actions, compare the total number of that resource with the number of the dice that you place there. Gain victory points according to the lower number. At the end of your turn, refill the guest card row by pushing all the cards to fill up the spaces to the left, and reveal cards until the row is filled up. Then the next player takes their turn to place one of their worker dice to do an action. Each player continues sending out only one worker dice each turn until everyone has placed all their dice. Next is the resolution stage, and this affects all the players. Check the round card and each player must follow those instructions. For example, everyone advances 1 on their promotion track, or everyone must return certain resources or pay a penalty. Next is the payment phase, and everyone checks their hotel rooms and gains their rewards according to their guests. For example, for these cards, if the card is on day 1, they will gain this reward, and if the card is on day 2, they will gain this reward. If the player has no guests and the 3 hotel rooms are vacant, they lose 3 victory points as a penalty. Next is the bonus stage, where everyone counts their own hotel windows for windows of each colour type and earn resources according to this chart. For example, if you have 2 blue windows in your hotel, gain 1 snow. If you have 3 orange windows, you gain 2 tickets. If you earn another window during this phase, for example swapping 3 croissants for an orange window, you can only place it at the end of the bonus stage. In the checkout phase, everyone checks their own guests and VIPs and looks at their stay requirements on the cards in the hotel. Your hotel must have enough matching windows to meet their consecutive stay requirement for the guest and the VIP. VIPs may require you to return additional resources as well. If the stay requirements are met, move your guest card up to the next day. Guests on day 3 will move face down to the checkout area, and you can also choose to check out a guest earlier if they meet the consecutive stay requirement. VIPs that meet their stay requirement do not need to be removed on day 3. If the card's stay requirements are not met, move the card face down to the checkout area. And for VIPs, if you do this before day 3, you will need to pay a penalty. At this stage, if the fiscal year end card is face up, proceed to scoring. Otherwise, continue to the last stage, the cleanup. Do this by refreshing the guest cards by removing the guests in spaces 1 and 2, and then refilling the guest area till it's full. Then, the turn order changes depending on the summit. Check the summit for any workers placed there. The player who placed their worker highest on the summit takes the first turn space, and the next player takes the next turn, and so on. Each player then brings back their workers to the hotel without changing the dice face, and return the part-time workers' dice as well. Then start the round again until it gets to the end of round 8 and it's time for scoring. During the scoring, players check and resolve the victory points of any played event cards and goal cards that have this symbol. For example, with the gold cards, everyone tallies up their own resources listed here, and players that earn the highest will gain the first rank victory points, and the next will earn the second rank victory points, and so on. Finally, after all the endgame victory points are added to the score, the player who has the highest score is the winner. Well, what did you think? I hope this game overview has given you a good insight into this fun game Snow Planner. This game is a really enjoyable resource management dice placement game with a nice snow resort theme. The game is easy to learn and allows the players a lot of options to take to build up their hotel. And I can't wait to try all the new things in the new expansion. Snow Planner's first biggest expansion, New Seasons, is launching in 2024 on Kickstarter, all the way from Japan. I've put the link in the YouTube description. You can also follow 14 Games social media if you're interested in more of their creations. I hope you've enjoyed visiting this gorgeous snow wonderland with me. If you would like something new and fun to play, I recommend supporting these local creators from Japan. Thank you for your wonderful support as always. Please like, share, or comment in my channel if you like the content. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy gaming!